Alright, this is more of a how-to. Now, I'm making a new jungle diorama. And the dimensions that I need just really aren't cost effective to get in wood. And you don't have to if you have foam board. So what I have now is the foam board, which, as you can see, there's a seam right down the middle. I hot glued it together. But it's actually about 2.5 feet by 2 feet. I need to make this strong so that it doesn't break under the weight of what's put on there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use plaster cloth. Now the plaster cloth is basically the same cloth you would get when you get a cast made in a doctor emergency room. And what you're going to do is you're going to take these cloth strips, you're going to pass them in hot water, well, warm water, get them nice and moist, and then you're going to put it on top of whatever you're using. Now, you can put them on top of cardboard, you can put them on top of newspaper to make mountains, rocks, whatever you want to do. What I want to do is I want to make this styrofoam into basically a really strong thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start down the middle, work my way out, and it'll take about 3 hours to dry. Then tomorrow I'll flip it and I'll do the other side. So that should basically, in essence, make this hard as a rock, hard as a cast. And then whatever I'm going to build on top of it, it's going to be built on top of it. But I mean, you know, a piece of wood this size, it'll run you like $6, $7. The whole thing of styrofoam only cost $6. Alright, so this is step one. I'm going to show you how it's done. You take the plaster gauze, pass it through the water. Ooh. And as you pass through the water, see how it gets? Alright, you're not going to leave in the water longer than about 10 seconds. You just dip it in, and you're going to take it and lay it on the styrofoam. You want to make it as flat as possible. You don't want to make it bumpy. You don't want to do anything. No lumps. So that when it gets on there, it looks like that. And notice I'm wearing gloves because, unfortunately, I'm allergic and I break out to it. Now you notice when it goes down, you just keep rubbing it in, and the little bumps that it has, they kind of disappear. Because you want to make it as smooth as possible. And you're going to keep doing this for the entire board. I'll come back on when it's done so you can see what it looks like. Alright? So once again, I'll show you how it goes one more time. And you see that's what it looks like. See, so most of the things are gonna. And the good thing about plaster cloth is when it dries, you can sand it down. So if you don't like the ridges that you've wiped down, you can pretty much get rid of them. But if you notice, it covers up the seam. Alright, so that's very important because that's what we want to do. We want to cover the seam up. So let's see, I'll do it again. So you can see what it looks like when it gets laid down. Alright, just dip it in the water, 5 to 10 seconds. No longer than that. I'm going to lay this one along the seam. Flat as possible. I don't want any lumps. Remember, I want to make this strong, and I want to make sure it doesn't break. I want to make sure that whatever's put on top of this won't snap it in half. Okay, and this is pretty much the same exact thing you do if you're going to use cardboard. Well, cardboard, always have to be aware that too much water, if you make these too wet, it's going to warp whatever you're making. So sometimes you might want to use an aluminum mesh, a chicken wire, as an armature to keep your cardboard from warping too much. But that's pretty much how it goes, and I'll turn the video back on when I'm halfway through. Okay? That way you can see what it looks like.